Hey everyone, this is Rose and I welcome you to my random channel. This is a video that I've not done in a while, simply because the foundations that I've used since the last foundation review that I've ever done on my channel, I've not really been a big fan of, and so I finally found a foundation that I actually really enjoy. It is the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna, her Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. The box is pretty fitting with her style. Kind of has like a graffiti design to it. Medium to full coverage for all, long wear, light as air, which I can definitely say, which you will see in the footage of me applying it to my face. It does provide medium to full coverage. For me, just because I do have a lot of acne scarring on my face, 2 layers is good enough for me where I don't necessarily have to use concealer on those spots. It is pretty long wearing, of course. It doesn't compare to, on the drugstore end, I would say, the Revlon Color Stay, foundation, liquid foundation. Or on the higher end of the spectrum, Estee Lauder Double Wear, I would say it's probably like right underneath those. And so I would say the good thing about it not being basically like super glue on your face is it's easy to remove. And then light as air, I would say it's pretty comfortable, and it doesn't dry extremely fast, like the 2 other foundations I just named. It doesn't feel thick, and you don't feel like, or at least I personally don't feel like I have to scrub my face to death in order to remove it. The bottle is really pretty. It's basically like a frosted glass motif. If you're curious, my color is 280. It says, of course, to shake well, 32 milliliters, 1.08 fluid ounces, and it does have a pump on it. I'm gonna quickly cut to the footage of me applying it. I do one side of my face with my beauty blender and one with a foundation brush, and I do a couple layers. But anyway, you can see how it looks in front of these are kind of like natural sunlight bulbs, the lights that I have. And then I'll also show you what it looks like in my warm bathroom lighting. So I'm gonna quickly cut to that footage. As you can see, this is my skin. I have no primer, nothing on my face. I would normally wear this with the primer, but I have a lot of texture, very visible pores, and a lot of this is actually hyperpigmentation, like acne scarring. The only active breakouts I have are these on my chin, because it's that time of the month, and these 3 planets right here. I prefer to use a beauty blender when it comes to this foundation. I am going to do one side with having a brain fart, with this e.l.f. Foundation brush, but I'll do one pump. This provides pretty decent coverage, even though you can still see with scarring. There's one little layer, but it's not anything too extreme. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side with one layer with the brush, which definitely goes on thicker. What this side looked like before. We're gonna do a second layer. Major discoloration. If you could tell, but that basically has covered my acne scarring. Yeah, I think I like the beauty blender better, which I'm actually gonna just put a little bit more on the sponge. Try to cover this. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is after 2 layers. Basically my right side is, I haven't even set it with a powder yet, but it's mostly dry. It's darker hyperpigmentation, which you can still kind of see. But besides that, I like the coverage. I feel like with this foundation, I wouldn't have to use concealer. I guess I could show what my face looks like in indoor, warm, incandescent lighting. That's the right terminology. I still haven't set it with a powder, but my face is mostly matte already. But, all right, let me finish my face. I'm gonna quickly go over the specs and then give, of course, my final thoughts if you haven't really figured it out already that I actually like this foundation. It's 34 bucks. They have 39 different shades, and then on the Sephora app, you could see the different shade ranges that they have. Yeah, it's pretty extensive. Let me see. They say it's good for sensitive, normal, dry, combination oily. Now, I have seen some reviews online from people that have more drier skin not be as big of fans of how matte it is. I would say if you're oily or extremely oily like me, it's not like an uncomfortable matte. It's kind of like a medium matte. I don't even know if I'm making any sense. But I've worn some foundations that like really, like your face feels tight after you put it on. I don't think it feels that way on my face. But it's a soft matte Longwear foundation with a buildable medium to full coverage and a boundary breaking range of shades. Finally, the ultimate photo filter in foundation form. Actually, there's 40 different shades. Gives skin an instantly smooth, pore diffuse, shine-free finish that easily builds to medium to full coverage. I'm gonna interrupt. I know some days that I wear this, it really depends on like how I powder my face, if I bake or not, the type of powder, and if I use a primer and the kind of primer. I've had this, I've had my oils not break through until after like 3 or 4 hours. I've had a couple mornings where it actually did break through after like an hour and a half to 2, but still my oil breakthrough is not as bad as it normally is. I could basically it happens like on my nose and sometimes on my forehead where I could just quickly block my face. So the oil-free formula is made with climate adaptive technology that's resistant to sweat and humidity. It won't clog pores, so wherever you are, it's gonna work on your skin. I have worked out with this on. Now the Revlon Color Stay, I hate to talk about another foundation, but I could run 3 or 4 miles, get done with my run, block my face with a sweat towel, and it's still on my face. This, I know after I've worked out, some of it breaks down in certain spots, but it's not all completely gone. You still have a good amount left on your face. It says it won't clog pores. Has the lightest air texture, is undetectable on skin, so you always look like you, which I could say I can definitely agree with. I basically matched this myself. When I went to Sephora, I took like 3 of these that I thought were close to my face, and I swatched them all on my jawline, and this was the one that blended in most naturally. So, and Fenty Beauty is 100% cruelty-free. And so if you haven't picked up on it already, I really like this foundation. It's the first foundation in actually quite some time that I've actually really liked. I just got done wearing Make Forever Ultra HD, L'Oreal True Match, the Revlon Anti-Aging. Didn't bother doing reviews on those because I did not really like those foundations at all. But please keep in mind, I am extremely oily. So hopefully if you're oily like me, this review was somewhat helpful. But anyway, this is all that I really have to say. If you have any questions about this foundation, please leave them in a comment below. And again, this is gonna be it. Again, this is Rose, and thank you so much for watching this crap. If you found this video at all helpful or entertaining, please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up and subscribe and become part of my random family. And don't forget to click that bell because that's basically like you're subscribing. And until next time, I hope you all have a great day, and you will see me again hopefully very soon.